Okay, people, I'm just watching a video of mine. Checking my comments on Facebook, because I sent out a message to a few people. Only about 4 people I've yet to contact the 200 to 300 other people on this, and obviously I'm going to have to get those people to probably sign a petition to get me to be allowed as a human being, and another representative of XXYs for a start, and another representative of people, somebody who wants to join an internet group and has been told, now I got the thing, I hope you get to see the disappointment in my eyes and in my face and in my voice of the fact that one person has just sent me an email to say, no, the KSNA UK have decided upon watching my videos here on YouTube that I'm not entitled, or it's too risky for them to have me back on xxytalk.com. Now, I ask the world community out there, whenever you see this video, if it takes 10 years and gets 30,000 or 50 million views, I really just question why, on the internet, why we can't have communities and we manage the communities, as in if there's people that are causing problems, that are really causing problems, whereas I don't cause problems. I just, discuss other perspectives of all sorts of things, and just because generally, the world has ignored hippie type people, and of course I'd be stereotyped as a hippie because of all sorts of things, the house, my hair, that I'm a musician, blah blah blah, and I think it's quite sick, because in fact I'm a very natural encourager. Everybody knows that, and basically, but I am a very hard hitter on my opinions, but I do it in a very charming way generally. Now, I can't understand KSA UK, that I went to meetings I didn't go to meetings, excuse me, I went to one Coventry annual meeting when I was in my early 20s, I think, and I can't understand. There's got to be, it's a bit like, people like to talk about the invisible powers of the earth, that just regardless of democracy, the powers that be will pull their puppet strings, and things like George W. Bush being president twice in a row in this day and age, like things like that get people getting away with that sort of stuff, and so we're talking about an internet site here. We're not talking about we're meeting physically at an office and I'm going to be working with people, because certainly I'm not violent, but certainly somebody from whoever's making these decisions, continuing to make these decisions, or taking money, maybe they're taking money, maybe they're taking bribes, could be at that level now, to not let Peace and Party, Gavin Coleman, have its voice, I'll say. I can't have my voice heard, or even seen, or even mentioned. I mean, there should be a section now in xxytalk.com where it says in one section, if you don't, if you want another place to go to check out another XXY's views, and even if you want to go laugh at that other XXY's views for comedy or for education, please put a link up for Peace and Party on YouTube, because I think it's disgraceful that not too many XXYs that are going to XXY Talk actually see my site. They of course see Justin's YouTube account, and they see who else is Barry's maybe YouTube account, but there's not very many other people out there. I want to just, by the way, pay a tribute to David Cameron, an excellent XXY, by the way, and I wanted to point out the good XXYs out there that are making a huge difference, and one of them actually is XXY Talk member Ivan. He's very good, extremely religious, but very nice guy, so he's the sort of Christian that I completely respect, because they're so polite, and there's, you know, and they're living their life, and they're excellent with their advice, especially the nutrition stuff. But just in general, with the philosophy of good-natured soul is what Ivan is from xxytalk.com. Also from xxytalk.com, excellent people. John Shannon, obviously, very excellent. Canis as well, excellent with their posts. Onlineco is excellent with science, just has no charm at all. Not very tactful with social skills. And that's what I feel is the real missing component of xxytalk.com, is this genuine caring spirit that I obviously give out, and is it either fails to get that, I fail to get that across to the members, the high members of these forum groups, and it just does seem to be very religious based. Just to let you know, all of you forum groups out there for Klinefelter syndrome, even though we do argue that I'm Klinefelter syndrome, you know, I certainly don't in fact even want to be a part of a group that is calling themselves Klinefelter syndrome people, or Klinefelter syndrome males. I absolutely disagree with that. I think that's a joke, you know, and that's probably why you don't. It's too risky to bring me on, because if I start talking to kids on that level, but the problem here is that it's gonna get through. You see, I'm like I've put a net over myself. I've held myself down for a very long time in lots of areas of my life, and I'm slowly, the net is just deteriorating around me, and I'm going to spring out, and I'm already springing out, and I feel better for being able to speak, especially as well the fact that I'm off testosterone. You know, that's, you know, I realise how fucking brave I am but I know myself. So it's not really brave, but people say it to me now. They're like, you know, you are very brave to do that, you know, because they have seen the change. They've seen, I have to balance my my volatile mood swings much more, thinking about it and not overthinking and not getting oversensitive. Of course I am oversensitive anyway. So obviously my plea to XXY Talk in the last few days, and I just contacted 4 or 5 people on it, and most people, you know, if not everybody, yeah, actually everybody said, you know, that they've no problem with me. So I don't understand why actually, you know, there are people banned from xxytalk.com. You know, I don't take back anything. When I speak from the heart, which is nearly every time, I mean, I think that, you know, the British generally have a much more beautiful sense of politeness, you know, than our other neighbours on the other side from Ireland, which is America. I'm sorry, but it's just reality, like, you know. There's an awful tension and aggression from Americans in general, you know, because I think because your culture is very gun based, regardless, even if you live in a state where there are no people walking around with guns in their houses or whatever, you know. But anyway, so I do think that, you know, I'm happy that XXY Talk is in the British hands, is my point really there. But I'm very disappointed that I'm getting news so soon that they only need, what, fucking 24 hours, 48 hours to consider having a board. I mean, they should have a board meeting, because for a start I'll have to go, obviously, to England. That's the only place I'll go to, because it'll be my language. I won't go to America to a retreat. I'm not going to America. But you know, I just want to say that how I'm blossoming is like with my music and with my YouTube videos. Much better way for me to express myself. Now, obviously, anybody who's judging my YouTube videos whether or not I should be on an internet, nearly fucking there, on an internet site, you know, there should be a sin bin quarantined area. Do I have to speak about this in every video to get this message through? we should all be able to be on a group that we want to be in to discuss things. Even if we want to go into a group and say, you bunch of fucking weirdos, we should be entitled to go into a group and say that, if we think that. But if people get out of hand, there should be a sin bin quarantined area that is monitored by special moderators that be like prison guards, yeah? And, and that's one system that obviously hasn't been talked about. Maybe nobody thought about that, but I've certainly thought about it in and out, and I could write a book on the intricacy of that system. And I think that's a great system, because banning somebody, it just creates crap, like basically I need to, the xxytalk.com is a library. It's like a library, and basically what you're saying to me is that I'm not allowed to see the library, that I'm a public person, that I'm not allowed to go into this library. I don't know how many libraries ban people, and especially ban people like myself, for doing what I did, which is unexplainable. But I just did it again. I explained myself well and I kept calm. I'm happy. Ciao.